Hi everyone, my name is Raisa and today I'm excited to share with you my final presentation for the interactive design thesis project about the topic of fighting food waste at home. I'll begin this presentation by briefly sharing the design document that explains my process working on this project. Then I will share a little bit about the background of this project, the issue that I'm tackling, and the solution that I'm proposing. Then, I will walk you through the final prototype of the mobile app that I developed in Adobe XD. Both the design document and the mobile app prototype are available online for you to explore. The page that you're looking at right now is the design document I created on Wix. In the landing page, you will be able to find information about the goal of this project, a link to the live prototype, as well as an overview of how the final prototype works. Then, at the end of this page, you'll find an overview that breaks down my step-by-step process in developing this project. These buttons are an easy access that will navigate you through each stage. In each of this page, I also have provided you with a sub-navigation for you to access different sections. Another way for you to explore this document is to use the top navigation to access content that is relevant to you. As mentioned earlier, the background of this project is the discovery that 40% of food produced in the United States ends up in landfill. And without air, rotten food in landfill decompose and produce methane, a greenhouse gas that is more potent than carbon dioxide. What's surprising is the fact that end households like you and I happen to be the biggest contributor of food waste in the country. There are three research questions that I'm focusing on during this thesis project. First, why do people end up wasting food? And then, why do they buy food they don't intend to eat? And what are the challenges? After conducting the research and talking to 12 users, I have identified two main issues that are associated with food waste in the household. First, people buy and store food more than being consumed. And secondly, people lose track of what produce they have at home and how long it's been sitting there, especially food that are stored in the fridge. Produce that got pushed back in the back of the fridge will become less visible and less attractive to them. And the next thing they know, the food starts wilting and they don't want to consume them anymore. I have also discovered that many people are worried about getting sick from food poisoning. And so it is surprising to find out that some users I spoke to admit that 50% of their fresh produce, especially vegetables, end up in the garbage. Therefore, for this project to be effective, I'm focusing on developing a solution to help people keeping track of their produce at home by visualizing what's inside their fridge. In addition to that, this app is also created to teach people how to manage, care, and assess their produce so users can be more mindful in handling them. Further ado, I'm going to share with you the final prototype of Froot. The name of Froot is chosen so that people can remember to check their food at home as well as caring for it from the root, meaning that they should learn to care for their food from the moment they buy it. First, I created an onboarding feature so that users have a basic understanding and expectation on what they can do in this app. As mentioned, this app visualizes your kitchen inventory, keeps track of where you store it, and how long it's been there. Users can also use their phone camera to scan produce, so when they're shopping at the store, they can use this app to add produce to their inventory in real time. The app will also share the best tips to properly store your produce in order to maximize its shelf life. And lastly, it allows users to learn how to safely assess their produce. A new user of the app can register by creating an account or use their Google or Apple account to simplify registrations, while existing user can simply log in through the app to access their account. User will be first landed on their homepage where they can see the visualization of what produce they currently have at home. They can also see how long those produce have been there in their kitchen, and they can also sort their produce by category. One of the main features in this app is identifying produce that is classified as high priority items, meaning that they're close to the end of their life. This feature will be helpful to remind and encourage users to eat them before they get spoiled. When users click on this item page, they will be able to see where they're currently stored the produce, and they can also learn how to best store the produce. User can also find more information such as tips to freeze them if they decided to move the item to the freezer. When item is moved to freezer, as you notice, the priority banner on top will disappear, and the app will also automatically update the priority list. In addition to that, user can also use the app to help them assess the produce by learning to identify signs if produce is spoiled and how it looks. Then user can decide if they should eat or toss the produce. If user want to find out more detailed information about spoiled produce, the app also provides scientific analysis behind the evidence they see on this produce. If user decided to toss the produce, they can click on this trash icon or this toss button, which will take them to this page. So before tossing the produce, the app will ask how many they're tossing and the reason why user tossing the produce. The app will then take users to the statistic page where they can review how many items are eaten or tossed every month. On the other hand, if, for example, users decided to eat their strawberries, user can click this cutlery button, which will take them to a very similar page like the one that we just explored. In this page, user can update the app of how much strawberry they're eating. In addition to that, the app will also suggest some ideas they can do to prevent wasting the produce. In this example, the app recommends user to dehydrate and make strawberry chips out of it. Once user clicks the Update Kitchen button, the statistic page will get updated to show the changes. Here you can see that half package of the strawberry gets eaten, and when user open the strawberry page, it is now also updated to show the new changes made. Now I'm going to show you how user can add produce by scanning the item. The technology proposes adapting the object identification method where a device live camera can be used to identify objects in an environment using machine learning. User needs to point their camera to the object and use them as input to perform a visual search. The app will return with information about the produce, and user can modify the quantity and manage where they want to store them. The app will usually highlight storage recommended to store the produce, but user will also be able to learn about their shelf life. This feature is intended for users to use them as they shop in the store, so they can plan and assess whether they'll be able to use the produce before it goes bad. And once added, user will be notified that the item has been added to the kitchen, and the inventory banner on the top of this page will also get updated. Now, user can see that their bell peppers appears in the kitchen inventory, and they also appear in the recently added category. Another feature that I developed in this app is the search page, where user can search item manually. For example, Say that user want to learn more about how to store an eggplant. They can simply browse from the app and simply get a detailed information about the produce, about where to store it, how long their estimated shelf life, and the best way to store them. This page also offers an easy add button for them to add selected produce to their kitchen by clicking the plus button or the add to kitchen button. And now user can see that the eggplant has recently been added to the kitchen. Lastly, user can adjust their notification in their settings for sending reminders. In the setting page, I also dedicated one page to give credits for all design assets such as content, images, icons that is used in this app. Then, user can sign out by clicking this button. I personally really enjoy working on this project, even though I'm becoming aware that the issue of food waste is more complicated than what I thought. However, as developing this project myself, I've learned so much about storing and preserving food and become more mindful in my shopping and consuming habit. My favorite part of this project is actually discovering that there are so many people out there who are interested in learning and knowing more about how they can be better in reducing their waste. Many users that I met during the usability test found the information about storage tips and fresh produce assessment to be very insightful and informational. This have given me an assurance that we as consumers have been kept in the dark for so long, and there's a hopeful future for each every one of us to be more mindful and aware in managing our food consumption and waste when we're equipped with the right tool. I also want to thank Tanya for advising me throughout this project and actually guided me to design a product that promotes behavior changes, a design that could help users to improve their habit and could make a lasting impact on them. It's really been a pleasure to work with her. And finally, thank you for listening, and I hope you really enjoy this presentation. I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback. It's really been a great semester, and I hope you have a happy new year. Thank you.